Okay, so tonight's homework in math class is Module 6. We started a new module today, Module 6, page S6, problem number 1. So that's this first problem right here, but it does include parts A, B, C, and D. So one problem with a few different parts to it. So the problem says, recall that Lenore was investigating 2 wireless access plans. Her friend in Europe says that he uses a plan in which he pays a monthly fee of €30 plus 0.02 euro per minute of use. Okay, so I know a lot of you are probably thinking, what, euros? What in the world? So euro is just the, it's what they call money basically in Europe. So don't let that confuse you. It's basically just money. So A, the first part says, construct a table of values for his plan's monthly cost based on 100 minutes for use for the month, 200 minutes of use, and so on up to 1,000 minutes of use. The charge of 0.02 euro per minute of use is equivalent to 2 euro per 100 minutes of use. Whew, that's a lot of information. So let's kind of break this out and see what's important. So he's looking at a wireless plan, and the plan has a monthly fee of €30. So we know that right up front, the constant is €30, and then he has 0.02 euro per minute of use. So pretty much for every minute, he's spending 0.02, and it wants us to construct a table of 100 minutes of use, and then 200 minutes of use, and so on and so forth, up to 1,000 minutes of use. So let me grab my pencil. Your table's going to look, you know what, I'm actually going to grab a sheet of paper. Hold on. It didn't give us a whole lot of room, so I'm grabbing a sheet of paper, and feel free to grab one too. I'm making a table, and we've been talking about tables a lot, and functions and linear equations and all this fun stuff. So this is my table, and we're talking about how for the minutes that he uses, there's a cost associated. So on this side, I'm going to put number of minutes, and then total monthly cost. Okay? And then if we look back at our problem, it says there's a monthly fee of €30 plus 0.02 euro per minute of use. And it wants us to base our table on 100 minutes of use, and then 200 minutes of use, and so on and so forth, up to 1,000. So we're going to start with 100 minutes, and then 200 minutes, and then 300 minutes, and then 400 minutes, and then 500, 600, 700, 800, 900. I didn't give myself quite enough room. 1,000. Okay, so I need to determine the cost of his minute usage, and then I need to add that €30. So I'm going to go ahead and make my equation. Remember, it's always going to be in y equals mx plus b form, where I know that my constant, the thing that doesn't change, is going to be 30. That's that €30. I need to figure out my slope. Looking at this, for every minute I use, or he uses, it's 0.02. So each minute is going to go up 0.02. No, I just wrote that so small, that's kind of weird. 0.02. Okay, so that's going to be my linear equation, which if I had to guess, it's going to ask us to write that. But I need to know that so I can plug this in for x to get my y. This is going to represent my x's. This is going to represent my y's. So if I plug in 100 for x, it's been a long day. I'm writing things wrong. Okay, I do 0.02 times 100 plus 30. And it's 0.02 because for every minute, it's 0.02. And the first thing it tells us is based on 100 minutes. So for 100 minutes, how much did it cost? Okay, I'm going to grab my calculator, and I'm going to do 0.02 times 100. So it's 2 euros to use the cell phone for 100 minutes, plus the 30. We know it's $30 a month regardless, so 32. So when I plug in 100 for my x here, my y is 32. Okay? And you wouldn't put a dollar sign because we're actually talking about euros, and that's some like weird complicated sign that looks, yeah, it doesn't look like that, but it looks weird. Anyways, okay. So now I need to figure out if I use the phone for 200 minutes, how much it is. So same thing. I'm going to plug in 200 for my x, my input. Okay. 200 times 0.02, use a calculator if you need to. But it is 4 plus my 30, 34. Okay. Same thing for y, or for 300. Y equals 0.2 times 300. That $30 maintenance fee. Okay. So here's where I plugged in 100, 200, 300. 0.02 times 300 is 6, plus that $30 maintenance fee. You're paying that no matter how many minutes you use. So using 300 minutes is $36. And I'm starting to see a pattern. It looks like for every 100 minutes, it's an extra $2. Or, sorry, 2 euros. I'm probably going to do that through this whole problem, so just bear with me. It's euros, not dollars, but 2 euros. So for every 100 minutes, it's 2 extra euros. So if I had to guess, this would be 38, 40, 42, 44. You know what? I'm going to let you fill in those last few. For every 100 minutes, it's an extra $2, so you should be able to fill in those. Okay? So I did A. I constructed my table. This is it. Make sure you attach this. Put it here in your workbook so that we can see that you did it. Oh, plot these 10 points on a carefully labeled graph and draw the line that connects these points. You guys, this is your homework, not mine. I am not going to draw the graph. But I am going to tell you, I am going to show you what it should look like. So this is important. This is like a huge skill that you need to know how to do. Okay? So I have my y-axis and my x-axis. And down here would be the number of minutes. And over here would be the total monthly cost, because we know as we use more minutes, our cost is going to go up. So we're going to end up with some sort of line. And it's a constant rate of change between these. So it's going to be a straight line. I can tell you that right off the bat. Total monthly cost. Okay. And then I would probably do hundreds. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. Like that. And then up here I'd probably go by 5s or 10s. Okay. So then you look at, if I use 100 minutes, it's 32. So say I went by 10s, 10, 20, 30, 40. So this is 100 minutes, this is 200. 100 minutes is $32. So at 100 minutes, it's 32, which would go right above that 30. Okay. 200 minutes is $34. It should be a little higher. And I'm going to plot the third one for you. 36. Should be like right there. And as you can see, it's going up. If I had to guess, these dots are all going to fall within that range. Okay? So you need to plot all those points. When you're done, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points on your graph. Okay, 10 total points on your graph. Okay. Let X represent minutes of use and Y represent the total monthly cost in euro. Construct a linear function that determines monthly cost based on minutes used. Oh my goodness. Would you look at that? We already did that. We already created that equation earlier. I created the equation first because I needed that to build my table. Okay, and D, use the function to calculate the costs under this plan for 750 minutes of use. If this point were added to the graph, would it be above the line, below the line, or on the line? So, our linear function is the y equals 0.02x plus 30. Because we know if we plug in minutes here, for every minute used, it's 0.02. And the monthly fee of $30 a month. And it says for 750 minutes. So 750 minutes, I would plug in for my x and then solve for my y. I'm going to do that by multiplying these two and then adding 30. I am not going to solve this for you. I'm going to let you do it on your own. But every minute spent is 0.02 cents or euros. See, I told you I was going to do that. So 0.02 times 750 plus $30 is your y value and D. And then you need to look at, if you added it to your graph that you constructed, where would it fall? Okay? And that's our homework for tonight. See you guys tomorrow.